Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super discussion video, and I am once again joined by the Golden Scouter. Man, why don't you say hello to everyone listening?
Hey YouTubers, it is I, the Golden Scouter. How are you doing, Mark? And everyone?
See, I can't do it as well as you. Anyway, guys, so we're going to be talking about this. You saw the title, you saw the thumbnail. I'm wondering, man, and I'm going to let you share your thoughts and opinions before I share mine, because I think you and I have difference of opinions here. But was Bra born too early in Dragon Ball Super? Should they have held off on her birth until after the Tournament of Power, or sometime during it, or maybe a little bit before they went? I mean, who really knows? I just personally want to ask you and everyone else who's listening that particular question. What are your thoughts?
So, I actually think that Bra wasn't born soon enough. But you were saying that, should Bra be born in the tournament? It's like, well, maybe that would explain that dad bod Goku meme that we've seen. Goku's pregnant with Bra in that picture. But, just going back to what I was saying, like, back in the Battle of Gods arc, I was thinking, why isn't Bra born yet? And same thing with Resurrection of F. I was like, Bra should definitely be born by now. And whenever she wasn't, I was just like, well, I guess Super's just not going to care about continuity. Because one thing is that, yeah, I'm one of the people who are like, why hasn't Goten and Trunks grown up yet? They're teenagers now. Like, they're like 14 or 15 years old. And they still look like toddlers, basically. Or 8-year-olds. Basically the same thing. But I mean, yeah, my opinion on this is that Bra should have probably been born a little bit sooner. Just because I think that her and Pan are no more than, I forgot exactly how far apart they are. Yeah,
a year.
Like about a year, because I wanted to say about a year and a half or so. But that's where I stand. I think that Bra should have been born sooner. What do you think, Mark?
You know, it's weird because this whole time, and especially a lot of people who've probably been watching my channel for a long time, I made several videos about this with Bra and how her importance in the series has kind of been diluted because she wasn't born sooner, maybe in the Tournament of Power, or not just the Tournament of Power, but in the Battle of Gods arc she wasn't there, not there in the Frieza arc. Okay, she has to be there in the next arc. Nope, not there. Okay, after that, nope. And we do know that like all these years are really going by because they keep using the Dragon Balls, and we know that time is passing, but they never have her actually being born. And yeah, like it's up in the air as to how long it has been since Pan was actually born, and now how much younger is Bra in comparison with Pan, especially when we knew that they were basically a year apart, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but I'm not necessarily sure on the dates there. Personally though, we got this far without Bra. I think it was a mistake, honestly, to have Bra be born right here, right before the Tournament of Power, probably because the mere fact that Bulma or Chi-Chi or nobody else was actually allowed to go to the Tournament of Power and actually be an audience member and watch it play out in the same way. And I understand why it would have been a huge amount of characters to bring into the story, considering the fact that you have Champa, all the other gods, Beerus, Whis, the Kaioshin, Elder Kai, all of them watching this and giving their commentary. And then, of course, that we've seen Krillin, after he got off, he's definitely giving his commentary too. So it would have just been a lot of stuff to juggle on top of all the fighting and everything else that's going on. But honestly, without Bra there, without Bulma there, and how Vegeta's been acting this entire tournament, it's just hard for me to figure or believe that he's actually changed this much. I mean, he's really arrogant. He's always been really arrogant, but he hasn't at least declared, not yet, that he's fighting not only to be the last person standing, not only for his pride, but also because, hell, if the universe gets erased, my new daughter is actually going to get erased too. Not only my daughter, my son, and my wife. And I always just imagine, my personal opinion is, once this actually started, once all of the tournament actually started and Bra was born, it was going to be a major motivating factor for Vegeta. Maybe that's true. We haven't seen him get taken to the limit yet. Maybe if he does get taken to the limit, he will tell himself and we'll get a really emotional moment. We might even see some flashes to Bulma and Bra and Trunks and all this other stuff, kind of reminiscent to what we saw with Boo and when he sacrificed himself. But we haven't seen any of that yet. And if we're not going to get that in the tournament, I feel like they could have I guess, held this off a little bit longer and have her be born at least after the tournament. Because look, there's no difference in a couple of days here. This whole tournament is only 48 minutes long, so there wouldn't have been a huge amount of time in between when Brawl was actually born versus when we went to the Tournament of Power, or whether she was born after it. And that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the whole thing they were going for with Bra being born before the tournament. It was just like, well, we're going to give Vegeta fans that peace of mind that he's fighting for his family, he's fighting for his newborn daughter. There has not really been anything to really show us that Vegeta, that's what he's really thinking about. Because like you were saying, all he was thinking about before was, my pride, I gotta be the last one standing. Even though, like, in the past he's said this so many times and it's never amounted to that. Like, he's like, I'm gonna be the one to defeat Frieza. Dies to Frieza. I'm gonna be the one to defeat Cell. Gets elbowed in the back hard. And then he goes over to the tournament saying, I'm gonna be the one to finish off Cell. Cell powers up. And he's like, oh my god, nobody besides Goku stands a chance against this guy. And then he's like, I'm gonna sacrifice myself to defeat Boo. Sacrifices himself for nothing. So, I mean, at this point, it's just like, Vegeta, can you at least have a little bit of self-reflection and know that you're probably not gonna be the last guy? I mean, just, the whole thing is that Vegeta needs to display that he's fighting for his family. It kind of brings back to that moment in the future Trunks arc where he was really shown to have changed whenever he provided that feast for all those people.
Mm-hmm. The one thing I would have said with that was when he was fighting Boo, basically when he was reflecting on Goku fighting Boo in Super Saiyan 3, he kept telling himself something along the lines of, I thought it was because you had loved ones and family and all this other stuff, but then I got loved ones and family and I fought for them, and kind of going back to the whole Vegeta sacrificing thing, and it didn't make a difference. It will never make a difference. There's just something about Goku and I'm never going to actually beat him. I relinquish that and everything. And I know getting rid of that or having him, I guess, fight for Brawl, fight for Bulma or Trunks would kind of dilute that a little bit from what we have actually seen throughout this particular series. But at the same time, Super has diluted that as much as possible right now, because at the end of that little spiel he gave during the fight with Kid Buu, he was like, Goku, you're the best, I'm not going to even try anymore. And then we got the ending of Dragon Ball Z where it really seemed like he wasn't really trying anymore, but they've definitely changed that since then. So to me, it makes sense that he would get a little bit of reflection in his mind where we realize that, yeah, he is fighting for Brawl, he is fighting for Trunks and Bulma. And with Brawl being born right before the Tournament of Power, I just saw that being the main thing for this particular tournament for Vegeta's character. But if we don't get, and we're running out of time, but if we don't get Vegeta fighting for that particular ideal, then I feel like it was a waste to even have Brawl born at this particular time, considering the fact that it was a huge plot point going into the very beginning of this tournament, and now it's not even being brought up again. And one of the things that I myself have speculated, and a lot of people have as well, is one of the reasons Brawl exists in this entire series is literally to show just how much growth Vegeta has had throughout the entire series of Dragon Ball.
Yeah, same here. It was kind of like what you were saying before about how Vegeta kind of already had that moment. But I mean, going back to the whole topic of discussion, I would really love to see kind of a rendition of that one filler scene where Goku's being held down underwater by Frieza, and he has like that vivid dream of where he has all of his loved ones surrounding him, and then they're all being killed by Frieza, and Goku has this big ol' moment where he rushes out of the water, and he's just like, I'm going to stake all of this on a Kaioken times 20. And basically, I want that moment for Vegeta. That would be a really good moment. Because, I mean, going back to earlier in the video, like whenever I said that Bra should have been born earlier, I did make a mistake. Yeah, I know Pan was not born at the time of the Battle of Gods arc, so it would have been technically impossible for Bra to be born then. But I still think that she should have been born in the ROF arc or in the future Trunks arc. And in terms of Bra being born at that time, honestly, it really just has to go with continuity. But to even bring it to this whole thing of like Bra having to serve a story plot element within those stories, maybe in the ROF arc, Vegeta might have finished Frieza off a little bit sooner because he knows that he can't fool around at that time. And of course, you know that Frieza destroyed Earth and they had to use the time reversal by Whis. But another thing with the Future Trunks arc, I mean, it would give Future Trunks to meet a sister he never had. That is a really good reason why I think Bra should have been born, at least by the Future Trunks arc. Because, I mean, I know the whole thing of the whole Future Trunks arc, it was more the dynamic between Future Trunks and present Trunks. But I think also adding Bra into that equation might have been really interesting. I mean, I'm not exactly sure how Future Trunks would have reacted or how that could have served the story further, but I definitely think it would have been interesting to see.
Yeah, no, I understand where you're coming from. I know how I've been wanting to, and it would have been nice to actually have Brawl be born. Of course, one of the things that would have actually done for the story is it would have taken on all necessity almost entirely for Trunks to go seek out Gohan and meet Pan, which was a really great emotional moment for that particular arc, and one of the only reasons that Trunks actually got to go see Gohan in general. And at the same time, it would have been cool to have Brawl be born before Frieza actually showed up and actually give Vegeta a reason to beat Frieza and kind of retcon the ending of the Fakatsu no F movie where Vegeta was actually the one to beat Frieza. That would have also, unfortunately, that probably would have taken away some of the awesome things that we got from that arc and the different renditions of it. Mainly being when Frieza blew up the planet and we got to see everyone basically reacting to it. You know, Goten, Trunks, Videl, Pan, Bulma, Chi-Chi, everybody. We wouldn't have actually seen that, and that would have been a little disappointing, at least in my opinion. But I understand what you mean. It would have just helped continuity-wise. It would have made a little bit more sense considering the fact that Pan is supposed to be a little bit older, not this much older than Brawl. And at the same time, Super's just had so much problems with their continuity or the age of their children for the most part that it should have happened earlier. But with that being said, guys, like I said, I feel like, yes, she does definitely need to have been born earlier. I'm not trying to make that point. I'm just wondering, why was she born around this particular time when we haven't seen any kind of story-related elements as to Vegeta's motivation or any of the reasons that they're actually fighting? It seemed like they were doing it for a purpose, and we have yet to see any of that purpose be established in this particular arc right now. And I feel like that is a wasted potential, especially when we're talking about a character that, for the most part, throughout all of Dragon Ball Super, we have been wanting to see this character be introduced in the series as a whole. So guys, with that being said, I want everyone to go down to the description section below and hit that link and go subscribe to Golden Scouter. The guy makes some really awesome content. Don't forget to share your opinions by commenting in the comment section below, like and subscribe to this channel. Also, make sure to hit that bell over by the subscriber button. It's going to notify you every single time I upload. But with that being said, guys, we hope everyone has a really good day. It's been real.
Hit that bell now.